everyone. I'm Cory Wong, and this is Cory and the Wongnotes. We've got a great show for you today. Why? Because we're going to get deep into some music theory. And today's topic is animals. Is this the right card? Are we sure about this?
All right, kiddo. Today, we're going to learn about tritone substitutions for secondary dominance. No, don't cry. Don't cry. Hold on. No, stop. We can make it fun.
Okay, so animals, we'll make it work. Hit it. 2, 3, oh!
In the late afternoon, the park is crowded with humans enjoying the sunset. But as the afternoon wears on, a different set of players begin to warm up. Few calls can penetrate through the ambient noise as this one. The drummers work in harmony into the night.
Shut up!
As the workday draws to a close and the sun begins to set, this musician begins her nightly ritual, the hunt. While some hunt only for what they need, others are unable to resist the urge, despite having more than enough to survive. The huntress is single-minded in her pursuit. Other obligations are but distractions and annoyances. Ah, now she may have found what she's been looking for. She eyes her prey. She readies her hand. Foiled. For now, at least. The inside of an automobile presents a unique and delicate ecosystem. The leader does their best to maintain order. But in this confined space, even the slightest disturbance could result in catastrophe.
Ugh, my phone died. Somebody else want to put something on?
The most coveted position of power. To be the holder of the aux cord. The adolescents battle for supremacy. Here, victory goes not to the strongest, but to the one with the most dexterous hands. It's new metal again.
Hey, can you give me a B?
I thought you might want that, so I already took care of it.
Huh? Wait, are those B's?
Yeah, I got you extra.
Why would you think I want B's?
You're welcome.
Well, as the card said, today's episode theme is animals. So, Kenny, here's where I want to start. As a musician, we relate to sound different than the average person does. When we make music, it's a manipulation of waveforms and sounds and tones and starts and stops of things. How do you relate to the natural sounds of the world differently because you're a musician?
You know, I think everything that you hear in nature has some kind of rhythm or tone, you know, or something that is kind of an interesting beat. You know, it could be, you know, like if you listen to like even a woodpecker. Usually there's some kind of rhythm to different things. Or different birds, they have kind of different pitches that are repetitive. Every kind of animal has a sort of unique presence that's fun to imitate. I mean, as a musician, I like to imitate a lot because I think that's what we all do. We imitate whether it's music or sounds or whatever, you know. There's a rhythm to nature that I find appealing and kind of attractive sometimes.
Can you show us some of these imitations on your instrument?
Sure.
Let's see what you got. What do you got for bird calls?
Okay.
Now, here's the thing that you got to understand. Kenny has perfect pitch, so he knows the difference between a cardinal's range and the range of a lion in the same way that he understands the difference between the range of a bari sax, tenor sax, and soprano sax.
I'll do a seagull first. Because,
You got
know,
a seagull.
Yeah,
Let's hear the seagull.
So they have that kind of dipping kind of a sound. And then maybe,
Wait, is that due to the Doppler effect, or is that just a natural thing?
you know, I'm bending the note down.
Yeah.
So really, literally on saxophone, if you are adept enough and you're not totally rigid, you know, I could finger one note and make all this different pitches just from one that.
Okay, other birds. What other
Okay.
birds you got?
That's a chickadee kind of by our house. It has that pitch to it, you know, so.
Let's hear the saxophone interpreting a lion.
Okay, now there's a different part of the lion. It's not just a roar. It's the secondary part of the roar, sort of.
Okay. That is not a sample. We did not sample the MGM intro. That is straight up Kenni Holmen on the saxophone. What other animals we got?
Maybe an elephant. You know. Or maybe a monkey.
Okay. That's good. Classic. Okay, couple of Minnesota cats. Mosquito. What do we got? Come on! That doesn't get old. That's incredible.
And there's a lot of mosquitoes in Minnesota. So.
That's incredible. Okay, like I said earlier, music in general and the sounds of nature, it's just different waveforms at different lengths, starting and stopping at different times.
Right.
There's a unique thing that you do on the saxophone. I actually had a lot of people asking me about the last Fearless Flyers record where you do some slap tongue stuff. People just didn't know what this sound was. They had never heard the saxophone do this thing. So can you demonstrate what slap tongue technique is, and where did you discover this whole technique?
Well, slap tongue is actually kind of an old thing that was used to occur in like the 30s society bands. And, you know, it's that kind of like short little saxophone section stuff. But of course, this is now, and so there's a lot more driving rhythms and different things. So I like to use it as more of a popcorn guitar kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so it actually comes from your tongue kind of slides down the reed, not to the tip where it usually is, and you kind of do this duck 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 feeling kind of sound. It's not a processed sound. It's not fingers moving or anything. It's the tongue doing stuff. And then once you get that, then there's a certain suction that goes. That's the secondary part that makes it tight.
Yeah. So how would you make that sound different, imitating a bass, like a slap bass, and then a popcorn guitar, a bubble guitar like you're talking about?
Yeah, you'd probably be lower for bass. I mean, like that range. Guitar is more.
Kenni Kenny's putting me out of the gig. Oh, I love that. You have interpreted other animals. We've said specific animals. You've made their sound. If somebody said Kenni Holmen is an animal, what sounds would they make? What are the signature Kenni Holmen sounds?
Oh, man.
So let me hear those. Well, eventually we'll get around to teaching you tritone substitutions for secondary dominant chords. But in the meantime, enjoy the animal that is Kenni Holmen. 2, 3, ha!